Anna Seidel. Okay, what school are you going to?
Newman Catholic Schools.
Okay, what church are you with today?
I'm with St. Anne's.
Okay. Why are you here on this mission trip?
I wanted to have like an opportunity to help people around me here in Princeton.
What was your favorite thing? What's your favorite thing so far at this mission trip?
I liked meeting my resident. His name is Anton, and he has a cat, and it's really cute, named Niblets.
What's your project for your mission trip?
We are painting and weatherizing his house. So we scraped today, and we're priming and all that stuff.
How is the camp?
It's pretty fun. The people are nice. It's a little intimidating at first, but we've been playing 9 Square behind us, and we have little, what are those called?
Cuts? Bets?
No, the
Balls?
programs. We have programs, and they're quite fun. You sing along, and it's quite fun, yeah.
Hi, what's your name?
Ava Sukinen.
Okay, what school do you go to?
I go to Newman Catholic High School.
What church are you with today?
I'm with St. Anne's.
Okay. Why are you here on this mission trip?
I'm here because I went last year and it was such a fun and cool experience, and I love just being around a bunch of other kids my age who are just so excited about their faith, and it's really fun to go serve someone that you don't know and change their life. So yeah.
Have you ever been on a mission trip before?
Yes, last year was my first one and we went to Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Okay. What do you do at your site?
We are currently building a wheelchair ramp for our resident, and I'm our devotional leader. So,
what is a devotional leader?
Basically I lead our devotions with our crew every day that we have after lunch, and then I also report like God settings at the end of the day to the Red Shirt staff.
Were you nervous about anything coming here?
I was nervous about being in a crew with a bunch of other people because my last experience, because of COVID, it was just our youth group. So I was kind of nervous to be thrown in a crew with a bunch of people I didn't know, but it's been great so far.
Hello, St. Anne Parish. John Schmidt, Co-Director of Disciple Formation here from Princeton, Illinois. Part of our summer mission trip experience. Wanted to share what that's all about with you, our parish community, and all of our supporters over this past year, making this trip possible for our youth and adults that are part of the experience. Right here tonight, Monday night, the worship team is preparing for their experience. A little bit of rehearsal on Monday night. Today, Monday, I've been driving around to the different sites, visiting our youth at their work sites, experiencing what that's with them, helping them out, checking out their projects, visiting with their residents that they're serving, and hanging out together for the experience. Throughout this little special edition Quick Things, I'm going to be cropping together different experiences of what the youth and their experience of what work camp is all about for them, and to share with you really the first-hand experience of what work camp has been for them, either if they're a past participant or a first-timer. No big deal, and it's a chance for them to experience, for you to experience firsthand from them, literally as it's happening. So many times when I've tried to share with the parish experience what work camp is after the fact, it's people are kind of back into their routine and they're missing what it was in that real moment. My challenge to myself this year in putting together this video is to share it with you throughout the experience. So it's going to be different tidbits throughout the experience. So many times people are asking, why do we make this travel experience to the various locations that Group Mission Trips offers? And namely, it all boils down to that experience of pilgrimage. We know our beloved Pastor Father Tom is always big on, and did experience, his Camino de Santiago. Shall we say this is a certain Camino for the youth and adults that are experiencing through this work camp experience. The travel is always a great experience for them to come together and experience a road trip. We all love road trips in a certain way. We love them, we hate them, but that chance to come together. The other side of it is that opportunity that it presents itself when we're experiencing the experience together with other youth from across the country, other different areas, and many different experiences. I'm wearing a red shirt. What does that mean? I'm actually serving as the facilities team member of the Princeton Work Camp here at Logan Junior High School. Basically serving as a volunteer custodian, but that opportunity to experience and share together with all the youth and adults from across the country what this is and growing together in discipleship. Sure, I'll push the broom around, take care of the garbage, that sort of thing, but then there's all that other opportunity to experience together what that call to service is in our lives and how we can grow together in that. This year's theme is called Go Serve, It's not on the screen at this point, but the theme is based out of Scripture of all the different ways that we're called to go serve. Many different ways, many different forms, many different fashions. Naturally, here at Work Camp, it's that chance to a little bit of painting, a lot of painting, in fact, a lot of wheelchair ramps and decks and all that sort of thing. But that experience of working together in that and challenging together, and how we are called to go serve each other as fellow servants, but then also how we serve those here in the community of Princeton. And ultimately, when we get back home, how we can serve the community of St. Anne community, St. Matthew students as well that are part of our experience, Eastside parishes, and Holy Name. We have a total of 4 parishes, communities, in this experience together, all from the Wausau community experiencing Work Camp together. And it's always great to see that coming together. But ultimately, like I say, is to come back together and how we are called to go serve in our communities. Spoiler alert, I was looking ahead in our devotion guides, our little participant handbook, of how we are called to create an action plan to take the experience that the youth had through this week and to share that in our community and practical ways to experience that and share that service with the communities back home. The other side of it, and we've been doing mission trips with group work camps since 2012, if you've been tracking in our parish experience, at least with St. Anne's, is we've been doing that since 2012, specifically with group work camps. And the reason I say that is because there's a certain factor that pulls it all together of, I'll call it the group mission trip magic, for lack of a better term, is the best way I can experience it on a Monday night with little sleep last night. But nonetheless, that chance to experience together and how that all pulls together in that experience. We come together a Sunday afternoon at check-in, many different churches from across the country. Hi, I'm so-and-so. Hi, I'm John from Wausau, all that sort of thing. By Monday afternoon already today, Monday morning, they're mixed up into their crews and have that experience of, hi, I'm so-and-so and I am a disciple of God together with you. One of the sites I was visiting at lunch today, it was just amazing to sit back on the swing of the residents' home and watch them and listen to them just banter about, is it a bubbler or a drinking fountain or a water fountain? Is it soda? Is it pop? Those silly examples and silly stories all pull together of, how am I in common with you, a fellow disciple? Those are those opportunities that make such a dynamic happen and such a powerful experience for the youth. And my hope is, through the rest of this video, that you'll be able to see what that's all about for them. I'm going to leave the announcements for this week's quick things to Father Tom's text of the email, because I don't even know. My mind is on all on Work Camp experience myself. But nonetheless, all that, I'll leave that to your reading of what that's all about going on in the experience. I know today, I was just looking at Facebook, check out the details from the past golf outing. I was seeing some highlights from other folks around the parish community about that. But lots of good stuff going on. I know Vacation Bible School is coming up end of July. Be sure to check that out. And yes, I will be bugging our kids that experience this experience of Work Camp to go serve in the experience of Vacation Bible School. I wanted to part with the reading today, the theme reading from Galatians, of how we are called in freedom to go serve. It's not a forcing thing. Sure, some of the youth may have been convinced by their parents to go on this experience. But nonetheless, we are all called in freedom to serve in different ways. And the focus scripture for today was from Galatians chapter 5, verse 13 through 15. For you were called for freedom, brothers and sisters, but do not use this freedom as an opportunity for the flesh. Rather, serve one another through love. For the whole law is fulfilled in one statement, namely, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. But if you go on biting and devouring one another, beware that you are not consumed by one another. And we're called together in service in many different ways, but ultimately in freedom. A free call from Christ, a free call from the Spirit, a free call from our parents in different ways to serve. Again, it's just amazing to see this, and I'll let those first-hand experiences and that sharing of our youth and their witness talks in the subsequent videos and interviews about their experience at Work Camp. Enjoy. Thank you all for your support, whether it's cinnamon rolls or donations or whatever ways that you've been supporting. Thank you for that. I'm getting chills as I speak of that in that thank you. It's amazing to see how the community pulls together for our youth community to make this happen. Thank you again, and enjoy our little witness experience of Work Camp 2022. All right, introduce yourselves, name, school, and
Okay, I'm Haley Hoffman. I go to First BA in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
What does the BA stand for?
Broken Arrow.
In Tulsa, Oklahoma, so you're one of the new friends with our St. Anne gang here.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm Sephora Lofgren. I go to Wisconsin Virtual Learning, and I'm from Wausau, Wisconsin with St. Anne's.
I'm Wyatt Gasper. I go to Newman Catholic High School. I'm also from Wausau, St. Anne's.
Okay. I know the two of you are veterans. Haley, tell us more about yourself, and what do you think about our two Wausau friends?
This is my second mission trip. I'm going to be a senior, and I think they're pretty awesome.
So what do you think of your new friend Haley, Sephora?
She's great. We were sanding all day.
So tell us about your project then.
So we're building a wheelchair ramp, and it's very large. It's like 19 feet one way, 10 feet another way, or no, the other way around. And then also we're lifting up a platform on the porch, or made a platform for the porch.
Why don't you actually part the ways so then everybody else at home can see?
Yeah. And this is day one.
Day one.
We've never been so successful on a day one. We are getting to work.
We're going to be done by Wednesday.
That's our goal. Tomorrow is our goal.
There we go.
Yeah.
Wednesdays, maybe.
It's kind of scary how well we're doing. Anyway.
So
Something is going to go wrong eventually.
Yeah.
We're waiting for it.
I know the camps you've been to. Haley, where have you been before?
The only other one I've been to is Winchester, Kentucky.
Winchester, Kentucky.
Yes.
Okay. So what brought you back, Haley?
My mom's a leader,
Okay.
so we kind of do it together, I guess. But I just love being with my church and meeting new people.
At check-in yesterday, I couldn't help but tell that your Oklahoma gang is a big one. How many in your church group?
63.
63 youth and adults?
Yes.
Almost like 50-50 in youth and adults, it seemed like, right?
Yep.
So tell us, how does that work with you and your mom coming along then?
It's fun.
It's fun.
She's like my best friend, so it's like, it's cool to get to experience.
It's okay to be a chaperone then?
Yes.
How does this work? So tell us more about what makes it fun for mom to come along on a...
It's cool to experience stuff with like the person that brought me into this world.
Okay.
So,
Good answer.
She can take you out, too.
yeah. It's just cool, I guess.
Whose idea was it last year to go?
Both
Both of you.
kind of agreed on it, yeah.
My understanding it's a long tradition of mission trips for your church. Any guess how
So
long?
one of our leaders, Jimmy, he's a red shirt.
The bishop leader?
This is his 60th mission trip.
Wow.
With our
60th?
church, yeah.
Wow.
With his church alone, and I'm sure he's done other red shirt staffing before around at other locations. Yeah, cool. Sephora, Wyatt, what brought you back to this experience?
It's always one of the best weeks of my year. It's so much fun. So.
Yesterday at check-in, someone was talking about how it fills their cup over their year, kind of wipes them down, but then the experience. So what about it gives you that energy then, Sephora, would you say?
So obviously meeting new people, getting to just like take myself out of my own real life and focus on something pretty serious but still really fun. Like for a whole week, I can distract myself from my own life, and it gives back so immensely. You can see it so physically and emotionally. Go serve. Yeah, go serve.
So we talk about a mission trip also as a pilgrimage, and that's that whole idea of pulling away from what the race of life may be. Is that what similar to what you're talking about?
Definitely.
Okay.
For sure.
Cool. Wyatt, this is number 3 for you, right?
Yeah. Third.
What keeps you coming back?
Well, first off, this summer is already packed full, and I thought, what's one more week where I'm not at my house? It's just there's a lot more. It goes beyond just being able to go and be in a large group with so many other like Christian youth, but it's just I usually come back for the residents. It's like people need help, and that's I guess like everybody wants to be the person who's like I'm gonna go help people. But clearly, only so many people end up actually going.
Sure.
And it's nice to see that there's more than just me. Like, more people want to do things, and more people want to get it done.
So that said, I mean, like when you're talking with your peers back at Wausau, is that idea of helping others, is that a regular conversation at the lunch table?
No.
Yeah. But when you're immersed with others, what's the difference?
Well, one thing is like with the boys in my class, and I'm sure some of them may end up seeing this. I don't want to do that.
Don't worry about that.
A lot of them just like I understand, I get it. Trust me, going into it, your first year is always like a dread. you like my first year was Topeka, Kansas, a couple years back now. I came into it going like, oh my, I have to go to this thing for a week.
Was it your idea or mom and dad?
It was mom and dad. They pretty much said, we're making you go one time, and then if you like it, you can come back. And I thought, well, there's no way I'm coming back. But by the end of the week, it's just such a good experience because, like, yeah, you're out working, but like, it's not. It doesn't feel like work.
Sure.
It feels like a fun time. It feels like a thing you're doing with friends.
It doesn't feel like we're slave laborers.
Yeah.
We're just dying over this construction
what am I gonna
project and not even being paid.
Yeah.
No, it's so
even
much.
though it is free labor. All
Yeah,
day long
yeah,
in
yeah.
the hot sun. Okay. Yeah. Any other final words? Words of advice?
Just go.
Go serve.
Just go.
Go serve. Find out how to serve. Do something.
Go serve.
Pick up trash around your neighborhood. Ask your elderly neighbor if they need their lawn cut. Also, look for ways to help people. Don't let them just come to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So that said, back to work, right?
Okay. Peace out.
right.
Bye. Thank you.
So day one here for you. How was it? Well, first of all, your name.
My name is Thomas Cody, and this is my 6th mission trip, 2nd time as a chaperone.
So you have transitioned from, you're one of 2 that I can recall in our history of St. Anne mission
so.
trips the only one that has transitioned from
participant to chaperone?
to chaperone.
Oh, I didn't know
I
that.
believe that, yeah, you are the only one so far. Last year was your inaugural year.
Mm-hmm.
You were the first one. So we actually were reminiscing about I think it was your first. As a
Hannibal,
14-year-old, Hannibal, Missouri was your
Very
first one.
time.
So I guess kind of the big picture view of how would you say the experience of mission trips from a 14-year-old to now 21-year-old? Two, excuse me, sorry. Tell me about that transformation or transition or how you've seen a mission trip transform who you are.
Well, I mean, growing up is difficult enough, so having something that's pretty much the same every single year that has the same form of structure is really nice. And I mean, it's the same thing with sort of scout camp. It's the same sort of structure every year, but every year is a little bit different. And having it aligned with faith is also very helpful, because obviously most 14-year-olds might not know a whole lot about faith or might not know their role in faith.
Sure.
So having something that can help guide them to that is really helpful, I would say, and then continuing to...
So that was a starting point for you back then.
Because I didn't know much at that point. I was a 14-year-old kid, didn't know much of anything about my position in the church, and having continued to grow, I'm now a lot more solid in where I am in the church.
Can you think of any specific ways that a mission trip helped boost that confidence that you just talked about?
I mean, the best one is simply all the evening programs.
Tell me about, or tell our parish community what about evening programs?
It's really just a time when everyone is sitting down and just talking, more listening, because the MC is simply going through that day's theme and tying it all together to the bigger picture, which I think helps you connect real life to faith a little bit more, if that makes any sense at all.
Drawing the connections.
Yeah, it allows you to, I guess, express your faith more in your day-to-day life, rather than the original thought of expressing yourself by simply going to church on Sundays. You can express yourself and express your faith through anything that you can do and everything that you do in your daily life.
Sure.
And I think that helps sort of open people's eyes a little bit more, that everything you do can be a message of faith rather than just going to church on Sunday.
I think we would both agree that you say just going to church. That would also be the challenge of what liturgy and Mass is also about.
True.
Of what you just said program is about. Where does the difference differ for you, and how that becomes real in a different way than Mass?
I think the biggest way is that the way that it's structured here, I guess, sort of fits with what the younger generation is sort of used to in their...
Oh, excuse me, Mr. 22-year-old, the younger generation.
That's what I had when I was 14. That's where I was. I mean,
sure.
So the younger crowd here, I think they can appreciate their services more because it's not too dissimilar from an evening program.
Sure.
But it's diving a little bit deeper into a specific aspect of faith, whereas here they're diving into a more specific aspect of life.
Sure.
And simply connecting the two together.
A lived experience of a teenage life versus one size catch all, perhaps. Of
That's a
what
really
we're
good
really
way.
shooting for in an intergenerational experience of Mass at 8:30 on Sunday morning at St. Anne Parish, St. Matt's, anywhere we go across the country, across the world.
Yeah.
Well, by the way, welcome to our humble abode here, right, too. I mean, as I'm sitting here, this is not the worship area, right?
Now this is our bedroom, living room, snack room, hangout room. Yeah.
Exactly. This is the bunk room of the guys. And what is most important? The work at the work site or the work internally?
I don't know.
I would say it's a rhetorical
I would say
question.
6 and 1/2 dozen in the other. I'd say they're both equally important.
Because why are we here is...
Because we're here to both contribute to the community and help our resident, as well as contribute to ourselves and help us grow closer to God.
That's why I pushed through for this all these
Yeah,
years. I mean, and cinnamon roll after cinnamon roll and whatever else it may be.
Yep.